Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Saturday, December 29th, 2018. So we're going to jump right into the topic of today's video. We're talking about the volcanoes. So we're going to talk about the one they call Son of Krakatoa, which is the volcano in Indonesia that just had the eruption, and two-thirds of the volcano slid into the ocean, causing the tsunami, which killed over 400 people. And and then we're also talking a little bit about Mount Etna in Sicily, and there's a lot of other volcanoes that are erupting quite a bit here recently. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of these volcanoes, and we're going to talk about all the stuff that they're putting into the atmosphere, and that has a tendency to block out the sunlight as well. So let's talk about that. You know, it's like they always talk about, all the man-made pollution, and it's global warming, blah, 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 blah. But when all these volcanoes are going off, guys, and it's putting so much stuff into the upper atmosphere, that blocks the sun out. And, I'm going to tell you what, it's, you're going to have temperatures in the planet. The planet goes through cycles. And I've talked about this a little bit before. You're going to have warm periods, you're going to have cold periods. And so I was talking to somebody, I'm like, that we really don't have a great deal of an effect on that. And they were like, well, yeah, we do affect it some. I don't think to the point that people are trying to say that we're causing all these problems on the planet. Now, are we polluting the crap out of our planet? Absolutely. That I will definitely say. There's a lot of waste. The oceans are poisoned. There's a lot going on with that, but with the volcanoes, because of all the stuff that they're putting up into the upper atmosphere, it actually contributes to blocking out the sun. Okay, when you had Mount St. Helens in Washington State went off back in the 80s, it definitely affected the temperatures that year because it had put so much stuff up into the upper atmosphere. So when you have all these different volcanoes that are blowing right now and different things that are going on, and they're putting all this stuff, I mean, when they were talking about Mount Etna, that it was, the stuff was going up, I think it was like almost 11,000 feet into the air. Well, it doesn't just fall back down. A lot of it gets carried off, and it affects the sun. It blocks the sun effectively, so that it's going to definitely affect the temperature of the planet. Now, again, the planet is going to go through cycles anyway. We're going to have warm periods. We're going to have cold periods. That's just a reality of it. But there's a lot of talk that we're going into a grand solar minimum, and it does not surprise me, because it's like now instead of calling it global warming, they've taken to calling it climate change. Well, like I said, the climate is going to change every so often anyway. I mean, we've had periods on the planet where it was extremely hot, and we've had obviously ice ages. I mean, when they do the core samples, it shows that there was green lush vegetation up in Alaska in different parts where it's not now, obviously. And and now there's not, obviously. Now it's much colder up there. So the planet's going to definitely do that no matter what anyway. But I think that these volcanoes contribute a lot to what affects the planet as far as cooling the planet down. So I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about that. I want to hear what you think about that as well, because I think it's important. Everything affects everything. Do humans affect the planet negatively? Absolutely. I think we absolutely, especially with, like I said, with pollution, to a degree, we definitely affect it. We're poisoning our own waters, and we're killing our planet that way, and all the toxic chemicals and every freaking thing else that is out there. So we're definitely affecting the planet in a negative way that way. But overall, we're a minuscule dot on this thing that if the planet doesn't want us anymore, it's going to shake us off like fleas off of a dog. So it's interesting to watch. It's interesting times that we live in, and watching the planet do the different things that it's doing with the earthquakes and the volcanoes and the hurricanes and and everything else that's going on. It's amazing to be part of it and to see it and stuff like that. I think it's quite interesting. But yeah, so I definitely, like I said, I want to definitely hear your guys' feedback on it. So obviously you can see it is snowing again here. We got a little bit of frost right now on the solar panels. And so it definitely has affected what we brought in today. We brought in hardly anything. So, but it's, and like I said, being as overcast as it is, it's just that time of year. But we went from in the high 50s yesterday to now we are back into the 30s and we have snow today. So crazy. Anyway, so while I was thinking about it too, I wanted to remind everybody I do have the sale continuing on my website, preppernurse1.com. It's my way of saying thank you to everybody, so you can get a 20% discount of any purchases that you want to make at this time. So if you're interested in getting some freeze-dried foods, if you're interested in getting a t-shirt or a coffee mug, please go on over to the website. Again, it's preppernurse1.com, and the discount code will be on the top. It'll be a banner up on top that you just use that code when you check out, and you can save 20%. And again, it's like I said, it's just my way of saying thank you for all the support that you guys have done throughout the years and this year as well. So I'm going to be doing, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit too. I'm going to be doing, I talked about it a little bit before, I'm going to be doing a video here shortly, probably in the next day or two, about our journey and how we got here, and kind of go over our story. And so for good, like I said, we've had a lot of new people join the channel this year. So I kind of, you know, there's 1,600 videos out there that you can watch, and that's going to take some time if you wanted to see it right from the beginning. And I know some people, I've had some people say, I went back from the beginning and started watching all your videos. And I'm like, wow. You know, because once in a while I will go back and I'll look at an old video and I'll be like, holy crap, you know. And it's kind of neat in that aspect to go back and to see where we were at what time and stuff like that. You know, a lot of interesting things, you know, that have happened. You know, roadblocks, bumps in the road, as I call them too, you know, happened. You know, everything from like the day before we moved down here, finding out that I had cancer, and you know, and then it's like the next day I was spending the whole day moving, and I had a lot of people contacting me and like, oh my God, how are you doing? And you know, are you doing okay? You know, with the diagnosis? And I'm like, I don't have time to think about it. I'm moving today. So you know, it was something that I could reflect on at that point in time. Obviously, I had plenty of time afterwards. But, you know, and somebody had asked me what kind of cancer that I had had. It was a rare form of skin cancer, which is a deep tissue cancer. It has nothing to do with being out in the sun. It's a deep tissue cancer that's a very, very rare form that affects 1 in a million people. So I remember when I had gone to the original doctor that took out the original mass, because they thought it was a sebaceous cyst. And I went to his office, and it was 2 weeks after I had had it taken out. And like I said, that was when I found out that I had had the cancer. And he was like, you know, and I just knew right from the look on his face it wasn't good news. And he told me, he said, I have never seen this type of cancer before, and I will probably never see it again in my career. And me being me, I go, well, Doc, I said, I'm glad I was able to do that for you. But at the same time, it's a very, very devastating news to get, and I'm fine now. They got it. It was very, very curable cancer, 98% cure rate, and only 5% of people does it metastasize. So I'm very, very lucky, very, very fortunate. I did not have to have chemo. I did not have to have radiation. So very, very lucky. They went in, they got it out, and you know, and I am still here 3.5 years later. So that's the good news, and I've had no other issues since then. So I'm very, very pleased with that. I can tell you. But anyway, you know, it's like those are things like, you know, when you're making that move and, you know, you're starting this whole life, and I had all kinds of plans what I was going to do that summer and get this done and that done and the other thing done. And then, you know, I had to have a surgery a month later, and it just, you know, that killed that, you know, fall. So that's when we ended up deciding to get the house, which we have now, obviously, and fixing that and getting that squared away. And so that's what we did. But a lot of work. You know, but it's been a great journey. Everybody from Kelly coming and helping set the blocks underneath, and he helped, you know, put the windows in and stuff like that. I mean, a tremendous amount of good people out there that have come and helped, through the years and stuff like that, and I've met some great people. So, but I'm going to definitely be doing a whole video. It may end up having to be like 2 videos, to be honest with you, because I don't know if I could say it all in one video. And so, but I wanted to share that journey with everybody so that they can kind of see where we are, how we got here, what got us started, the whole 9 yards. So, and it'll go back to, like I said, when I had my awakening, if you will. What was my wake-up call, and in the whole 9 yards. And so I definitely want to share that with you guys. And so, like, all the new people don't have to go back and see everything. They can kind of get the highlights. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. It is Saturday. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's being safe. We have New Year's coming up here soon, and so hopefully everybody is very safe then. And please don't drink and drive. If you do drink, either use a taxi, an Uber, or have a designated driver. It's just not worth it. The cops are going to be out like crazy. We went out yesterday. The kids and I had to go do some shopping. I'm going to clean this. Hold on. There we go. The kids and I went and did some shopping, and cops were out like crazy. And it was funny because it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, man, what are all the cops out for? Well, first of all, it was a Friday night, and and then it's like, because of everybody's off, and so I was like, oh, okay. I don't even think about it because I'm not much of a drinker. I had my time when I was younger, but yeah, I take it or leave it. Doesn't make no difference to me. So anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to jump off of here. I hope everybody's doing well. I definitely want to get your feedback, what you think with all the volcanoes and putting so much stuff into the upper atmosphere. And that continues. It's going to cool the planet off, even more so than it already is. So I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. And so remember, guys, we are all in this together. So just keep plugging away at stuff and you're going to be fine. No, that's important. It really, really is. Remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Like I said, we never know what's going to happen in life. We really don't. So telling the people that you care about how you feel, it's really, really important. So, and remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. Nobody else can stop you. They really can't. And stay away from that negativity. Stay positive, and you're going to be fine. Chase your dreams. Chase your goals. It's worth it. It really, truly is. Okay? I will talk to you all tomorrow. I hope everybody's doing great. I will see you later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.